Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Green Party Tea Day. It's me, your host, Kalia J. Fitzgerald, and we have a lot of things to talk about, so to speak. Um, so, we're going to dive right into a few things that I want to talk to you all about. And as you know, when I talk to you about things that are actually on the Green Party page, I like to show that to you so that you can see where I am coming from. Um, and I'm working on my lighting. I know it is not the best right about now. So I apologize for that. However, I'm going to get it together. And I think it's kind of moving slow right now. However, I apologize for that. Not sure what's going on. We shall see. We shall see. Um, so, I am going to show you all that something amazing is happening, and I want you all to be so involved. And what that is going to mean is look at this. This is the Green Party page. And if you look right here, I'm going to try to stop it if it goes on. But if you look right here, 2026 Green Party Annual National Meeting, People, Planet, Peace, July 23rd, July 26th, Chicago, Illinois. So that comes up on the running screen when you go to gp.org. However, I did want to go ahead and let you all know that if you don't see this running across, you can also go to the About section, and national meetings will be right there. So if you don't see it, you'll be able to find it. Okay, so let's get into this. Woohoo! Again, we are going to be live in person in Chicago, Illinois. On August the 10th, 2025, the National Committee approved holding an in-person meeting to be held at the University of Illinois at Chicago on July 23rd through 26th, 2026. So registration has started. What does that mean for you? I'm going to try to see if I can go back and get that information there that I was talking about. It's going to take me to a lot of different things, but here's what I wanted you to see. Okay, so it says we are excited together in person for the first time since 2019, hosted on the campus of the University of Illinois, Chicago. For those unable to attend in person, a virtual attendance option will also be available. Your registration and contributions to the Solidarity Fund make it possible for us to come together in these ways. This year's theme, People, Planet, Peace, centers on party building. On Saturday afternoon, keynote speaker Anthony Aguilar will share his story as a whistleblower. Butch Ware, our 2024 vice presidential candidate and current candidate for California governor, will also be joining us throughout the weekend. The program will include workshops, panels, and the state of the party on Sunday morning. The schedule will be updated on the website as details are confirmed. So, how do we get there? Registration first. You got to register. All participants must register. Registration fees support the infrastructure and staff required to host both in-person and hybrid programming. We are committed to accessibility and never turn away anyone due to cost. Reduced rates and fee waivers are available, and we dedicate resources to accessibility needs, including support for vision and hearing impaired participants, as well as those with limited internet access, our virtual attendees. Contributions to the Solidarity Fund help sustain this commitment by making registration accessible to all and supporting a limited number of partial scholarships for transportation, food, and lodging for marginalized participants. In-person registration includes access to all workshops, panels, plenary sessions, Saturday lunch, and additional events. Virtual registration includes interactive access to plenary sessions, panels, the fundraiser, and other events. All workshops will be live streamed with at least one or more sessions per block available in a hybrid format. Registration is non-refundable, but may be redirected to the Solidarity Fund to support attendees for for marginalized participants. Woo, 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 woo. Early bird special. The standard price is $150, but a limited amount, i.e., 50 registrants, will be able to get that early bird cost of $100. This offer ends April 30th. So the first 50 registrants will be able to get that early bird special of $100. As the only political party that refuses corporate donations, we acknowledge the financial burden attending our meetings is for some Greens. We do have so many expenses that we ask all attendees, volunteers, and speakers to pay registration to that extent that they are able. We also invite you to contribute to the annual national meeting Solidarity Fund to cover the cost of participants who are unable to pay a registration fee. And here we go. We are talking about registration. So, event ticket, i.e., it is required. To view choices, select one from the drop-down box. So here we go. We have our event ticket. The event location, it tells you, is at the Student Center East, University of Illinois at Chicago, 750 South Halsted, Illinois, 60607, and virtual. Please select an option from below and that is best suited to your ability to contribute. Standard registration is $150. We appreciate your work and any amount you are able to pay. So we have these options here. You go down and you click one. That's you. So once you do that, it will say ticket one details, type of ticket. So since we are before the April 30th cutoff, it will allow us to register at that early bird cost. Now there is a reduced registration fee of $75, $50, $25, $10, and $0. Well, actually the $0 is a waiver for entry into event. Okay, so these are done on a case-by-case basis, and you'll get more of that information that will be explained to you by the lovely Dee or Tama. And so I'm going to go ahead and click this here so you'll see the process and know what I'm talking about, just in case you were wondering. So when you click that down, you have the plus sign for the Solidarity. The Solidarity Fund to support Greens attending the A&M. To view choices, select one from the drop-down box. So the Solidarity Fund, your contribution to Solidarity Fund helps ensure access for all and supports a limited number of partial scholarships for transportation, food, and lodging for marginalized participants. So once you click that one over here, it's going to give you the options. And if you notice, I am clicking under this little recapture sign or whatever it is, because this is it's separate from going up and down on the page. Sorry, my mouse doesn't love me. It's separate from going up and down on the page here. And that little arrow right there is helping me go down. So on the Solidarity Fund, you can give $25, $50, $100, $500, $1,000. Now, if we kind of take this back up to this ticket type right here, those numbers coincide here, right? So if you have the generosity and availability to give to $1,000, well, that's a lot of people that you could help. It is a very, very, very wonderful thing to do. I know it's not something I can do in this economy with six kids, 5 boys and a girl. So, yeah, no, I would love to. However, what I have been doing sometimes when I have the availability is if I get the early bird special, I will put the rest in the Solidarity Fund. So if that is something you can do, then by all means, please do so. So what I mean by that is we're already getting the discount from the standard fee of $150. And I pay, well, we're doing this simulation to pay the $100. So I will put the extra $50 right here in the Solidarity Fund. Okay. Now we're going to go on to the on-site lodging options. Okay. And hopefully I've been to enough meetings to be able to explain this to you in the best way possible. So lodging. The academic and residential complex is located on the north side of Harrison Street near Morgan Street, 2 city blocks away west of Halstead, the site of the conference, and about 10-minute walking distance. Room charges. There are 4 different room rates. Rooms are singles or doubles with a minimum 2 night and with the option of a community bathroom or adjoining bathrooms. So the community bathrooms have double sinks in the open area and a private toilet shower with floor to ceiling door for privacy. All genders use the community bathrooms. Adjoining bathrooms are shared between 2 singles rooms. Later on in about June, we will send roommate request information so that if you and a buddy of yours have decided, hey, we want to bunk up and we want to get our singles rooms with the adjoining shower, bathroom, then that will be something that you would be able to do to kind of get your, bestie or your virtual friend that you haven't met before because you live across the country. I have a Political Mike. He's been a guest on my show when I was still on TikTok at the time. And shout out to Political Mike for trying to get the LA chapter of the Green Party of California back up and going. He goes by Political Mike on all the platforms that he's on. So check him out. He's a really good guy. He does a lot of information and work about policies, about bills that are coming up, as well as ranked choice voting. So he has a lot of information. Please go follow him. And if I'm able to meet him there, that would be great. So hypothetically, if that were something that we wanted to do, have those adjoining rooms, we have those singles room with the adjoining shower that would be available. So how do we do this? Again, it says to view, select one from the drop-down box. And then when you do that, you get your options right here. Okay. Ticket type. Single room with community bathrooms for 2 nights is $174. Single with community bathroom. You got a double room with community bathroom. It's $144 a night. And you will have a double with a community bathroom. And then we have a double with adjoining shared bathroom for $196, 1 bathroom shared with 2 double rooms, and a single room with community bathroom for 3 nights, $261, double room with community bathroom, 3 nights, $221, double room with adjoining shared bathroom, 3 nights, $294. So think about it, if you will, a Jack and Jill room at your home. So you have 1 bedroom here, got bathroom in the middle, and you have 1 bedroom here. It's kind of like that. I haven't seen the exact setup, but that's what it's like. You have a shared bathroom. When I was on campus at my dorm at Francis Marion University in Florence, South Carolina, that is kind of how we had our bathroom set up in those dorms over there by the Triangle. Can't remember the name of them, but I know that we always chilled out by the Triangle. So me and my roommate, we had the double room. So she had a twin extra long and I had a twin extra long. And then we had the shared bathroom with the toilet and the shower. We had sinks in our room. So we didn't have to go in there to brush our teeth and stuff like that. And then on the other side was our roommates. We had the bathroom in the middle. So if you were in the bathroom, you locked both doors, so nobody could come in. Capiche. Other than that, no problems. Now, my son, who is at the University of North Carolina in Pembroke, he has kind of the same situation, except for they do have their sinks in their bathroom, which I really don't like, because if somebody's using the bathroom, taking a shower, and I need to brush my teeth before I head out the door, I don't have access to it. So yeah, I did like to have the sink in the room. And if I do get more information about that, I will let you all know. So I'm actually not going to stay on campus because yeah, while I would love to, um, I'm bringing my lovely husband with me, and this is going to be our first vacation to Chicago, and we're going to meet up with some of his family and friends. So we are going to stay off of campus this time. But I will see you guys around campus. I will be there, so yay for us. Uh, and even if you don't decide to stay on campus or anything like that, you do still have the options for a meal plan. So these meal plans are set individually. So you just pick one from the drop down box. Again, you see it says right here. So we will have lunches available. Well, we'll have meals available. Sorry, let me just state that. So Friday of the convention, we will have a continental lunch. Okay. So this continental lunch, once I press the one, that means I am going to be purchasing this continental lunch for $12. Saturday breakfast. So Saturday of the event. Notice Thursday dinner, Thursday lunch, Thursday, any of that is not here. So that means on Thursday, when we have people arriving and doing different things, please make sure that you are aware you will need to handle your meals at during Thursday. So that also means Friday breakfast and Friday dinner. I do know there are some other plans in the work to do certain things. However, I would just say, if you don't see the meals right here, plan to have your meals elsewhere. Or I know sometimes they have food trucks around. They also have different things on campus. So it is kind of because it's summertime, and most of the college students are not on campus. Some of them have college classes, but it's not as bustling as the fall and spring semesters. So this is kind of that station. All right. So Sunday, you will have a continental breakfast. So I can go ahead and Saturday. I'm sorry. Saturday is continental breakfast. I can click on that and I will be paying the $11 price. Now look here. Saturday lunch. This is included with registration. Okay. It is a continental lunch, but you would still need to click that handy dandy one to let us know that you will be participating in that Saturday lunch. Excuse me. Reason being is we need to know how many people are going to actually be there, even if you are registered. Because some people can say, hey, y'all do lunch. Peace out. I'm going to get something from a food truck or something like that. So like I said, just let us know if you're going to be there. That way we can have an appropriate amount of food, because waste not, want not, right? All right. Then we have, on our final day, we have a Sunday breakfast. Sunday breakfast is also a continental breakfast at $11. So I would click that. And what do we have here? We have a total cost of $184. And why is that? Because I have all of the meals. I have none of the rooms, but I do have, I'm trying to show it and it's just being mean at me. But I do have the $50 Solidarity Fund as well as the $100 registration. So that gives me this info. However, please make sure you click the right information. How will you participate? Will it be in person? Are you going to be in Chicago with us? Are you going to be in the Windy City? If so, click here. If no, you will attend virtually. Click there. That way, we can ensure that you have access to the things that you need to have access to. Okay, please, for our paid staff here at Green Party, make sure you click the right option. And if something goes wrong, you can always reach out to us and tell us whatever is happening so that we can accommodate you to the best of your abilities. Did you say you're going virtually and then you want to come in person? Great. Shoot us an email. Let us know. If you were going in person, but now you want to just attend virtually, send us an email and let us know. Remember that this is non-refundable. So if you were going in person and you had to go virtually, that price is still the same. I just want everybody to know that this is not just paying for the price of using the facilities. This is also for our hybrid and live sessions as well. So all of these go into the cost of things. That is why the pricing is still the same. So if I was only going virtually unless I'm going to donate meals, unless I'm going to donate a meal to someone, I would not purchase this option. And that can also be something that instead of putting it here and having the people that make the food, I think it's Sodexo, instead of having them create extra food, you could just put that money in the Solidarity Fund instead. So if I'm going virtual, I don't need any of these, correct? Correct. And I need to make sure that I put that 0 right here in the Saturday lunch, remember? So now back to my original price, which was the Solidarity Fund of $50 and the $100 early bird special. And that I will change to virtually. Even though I told you guys I was going to person, I'm just showing what it's going to look like. Okay. So after you do that, what? They're going to want some FEC questions done. The FEC requires by law that we ask for your employer and occupation. If you don't have an employer, please tell us if you are a homemaker, student, retired, or unemployed. If you are self-employed, put self-employed as the employer and describe your occupation. Contributions are not tax deductible. Contributions are non-refundable. So just like it said, if you are self-employed, put that information up there. And you would put self-employed. See how easy that was? I put self-employed. But down here as an occupation, let's just say I do electrical work. So I will put electrician. Okay. And that's really what it was. It's really all it is. And if you have an employer or anything like that, go ahead. If you are, let's say, retired, you can put retired. Occupation. In these situations, I like to just say I'm retired, but sometimes I also like to say, what I did. So I will leave that up to the minds of the people, and I will actually try to get an answer to that one because I've had people put retired, and I have people put retired teacher. So like Michael Dublin, who is running for U.S. House District 2 here in North Carolina, he is a teacher. So that's why I put retired teacher. There we go. So you have to confirm those federal election contribution rules that says I am a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident of the U.S. So if you live in the Philippines, you don't have legal permanent residency in the United States, you would not be able to purchase or make any contributions. I am not a federal government contractor. So, some of us work for the government. And if you are a federal government contractor, you would not be able to contribute. This contribution is not from a corporation, labor organization, political action committee, or national bank. As this is supposed to be an individual registration, then you would not be using any funding from any of these places. Now, there are some PACs that we do have, like the Green Congressional Campaign. Oh my God. Yeah, the Green Congressional Campaign Committee. That is a PAC. However, it does have, that it has to follow those GPUS guidelines. We don't accept certain things. So all of them are individual donations. And with that being said, we can give to different candidates. But this is not one of those things. This is an individual registration. So even though I am bringing my husband, if my husband is only going to come to one event, I would still pay the same amount. I would just have to do 2 tickets. Okie dokie. Woohoo. All right. So once you have read these, the last 2, this contribution complies with federal contribution limits and does not exceed $44,300 per person per year. And now, if you remember that I said, if you want it to be really, really lovely and donate that $1,000, well, goodness gracious, look, you got $44,300. Well, actually $43,300 left for the rest of the year per person. So that's awesome. That's amazing. Go ahead and get down if you can. And then that last part, most important, I am making this donation from my own funds, not those of or provided by another individual for the purpose of this contribution. Yep, it has to be all there. And then when you got all that done, you click it, no ticket. All right. So I know some people see this. Your current total for 2 tickets is $150. And they're like, wait a minute. I'm doing this for me. I didn't buy 2 tickets. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So when we say those 2 tickets, remember how you put 1 in each of those? So you got your event ticket, and then we did the Solidarity Fund. That's what it means. It does not mean you get 2 event tickets. 2 registration fees were paid. That is not what that means. So if I decided that I wanted to go all the way back up and I took this 1 out for the Solidarity Fund, and I'm going all the way back down, you will see now your current total is for 1 ticket is $100. And that's because I'm just paying the registration fee. And then comes the bill. The bill always comes through. Okay. So email address required. First, last name required. Put your card number in. I have heard some people say that they would rather use Cash App or PayPal. I do want you to know that both of those services offer virtual cards. I know Cash App has an actual physical card that they can send out to you, linked to your account. So if you want to use Cash App or if you want to use PayPal, get that virtual card and put that information in instead of putting one of your actual credit cards in. Now, as far as Apple Pay or GPay, I can't tell you anything about that part. I think Google Pay does have a virtual card number, if I'm not mistaken. I hate Apple with a blind burning passion. So I don't know anything about that product. Sorry. But I can always ask for clarity on these things. However, what you see on the screen is what you see on the screen. So that's what we're rocking with. And then you want to put your address in. Remember that part about, are you in the US? Here you go. Put that mobile number in. However, as we do have to make sure you are aware of things, there is this little handy dandy box down here. And it says, if you decide to click on it, yes, it's okay to send me text messages, including order confirmations, updates, event reminders, and occasional information about future events. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to cancel. And then you can click there to view the terms of service and privacy policy. Don't know how many people read that, but there are a few people that are on YouTube and places like that that actually go through all the new terms and conditions and let you know how they affect you. Once you are done and you have everything in, you get to click that submit. Woo! And this is when all that comes into play, because they want to make sure that, you know, you're a real person and not a bot and all those different things. So yes, that's lovely. I took you through the registration process, and then we have, sorry about that, thought it was there. However, like I said, we have our keynote speaker, which is Anthony Aguilar. Anthony is running for U.S. House District 13 here in North Carolina. Him and Michael are both running. Their districts are back to back. And we also have Brian McGinnis, who is running for U.S. Senate here in North Carolina as well. We do have some other candidates that are running. And as soon as that slate is submitted to the state, I will let you all know, because, hey, we want to keep up with those things. Right. So let's go. We have the about the event, buy tickets, and it goes on right here. Like I said, if you wanted to change anything, you could come here and click contact. And this is, there you go. So the email is anmc_help@gp.org. And if you want to write to us, there is the P.O. box right there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful times. And like I said, there are many different things that you can do from here. Having trouble with this page, or register here, you can click on that and it'll take you to this type of page where instead of, you know, how I had it on the side and it was kind of doing all that little stuff, it's just here. So you can just, you know, click that one, and then we got our early bird, that too. We're doing our $50 solidarity fund that I'm going to put in, like I said before. And then I'm not going to lodging, but I am going to at least do the food, which is something I still have to talk to my husband about because he might say no. You know, we're going to be foodies while we're there. So again, I'm going in person. I would leave it right there. My total comes out to be with the food and the solidarity fund, $184. So if you can see, it's the same, but kind of different. And if you're having trouble, you can get your confirmation resent to you as well. Everything is still the same as the last page. And if you wanted to view the terms of service and all that other stuff, you would be able to view. It didn't take me to the other pages. I'm sorry. So this is what I was saying. Instead of having all that trouble going back and forth with this little guy being in the way, it's all on one page and tells you everything right here. And you can just do the drop boxes just like that. Now, I'm sorry, I forgot that it has to go page by page. And then you'd see everything on here and just be able to go up and down with it. So, yay. That lets us know that we are having our annual national meeting in Chicago. And just as a reminder, you can go to gp.org/A as in alpha, N as in November, N as in Mike. And I am going to put that here in the chat. Hi, Edie. Edie's here, you guys. So that A&M information is right there. And I just wanted to show you all that. And I said we had a lot that we had to work with. And I wanted you all to understand that GPUS has been doing a lot. Just recently, we celebrated Green Party Day. So I wanted to get the information about the Green Party Day so that you could join in with me in knowing all things about it. So give me just a moment and I will bring it up for you. I'm sorry. I'm bringing it up. Try to bring the Instagram up. There we go. Yeah, I was trying to bring their Instagram up. Okay. I have to go on another one where I have my Instagram logged in, I suppose. We'll see if it'll work here. So I apologize. It's going to be a minute. And once I get it, I'll make sure I post it on the screen for you guys. All right. So while it is doing its own thing, I'm going to try to get us over there to it. so you can see it. Yeehaw! It's working. And I don't know if my screen is kind of still doing the thing where it doesn't like me, but I apologize if it is. I'm just going to blame it on whatever. Thank you, Edie. I'm glad somebody likes it. Let's see. I'm going over. Oh, there we go. I think I'm getting that one right. Okay. So I'm going to try to start that one over in just a second with the sound. Oh my goodness. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to get back to it. So I did want to go ahead and read what it said. And this was on April 10th. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about April 10th in just a minute. So it said, today is National Green Party Day. We're the largest people focused party in the nation, and we have power. No lobbies, no super PACs, and no corporate or special interest money. And they asked us to watch this video made by volunteers and maybe be inspired to make one yourself. Join the revolution. Get active and build the electoral change right now. We are the media. We do deserve better. We are the change we want to see in this world. Greens for good. Visit www.gp.org and click subscribe on our social media channels right now. Hashtag Green Party US, hashtag Green Party US again, hashtag Green Party USA, hashtag Greens. So, yes. Now, as far as everything else is, I'm going to go ahead and stop that sharing and go back to my lovely face right here. Sorry. I did want to also add that, so for the Green Party US, it is National Green Party Day. It's 42 years of organizing, trying to enact change, and things of that nature. 42 years. Okay. So let's think about that in terms of it is older than me. So I am happy to have a actual party that's older than me that I am in. But the great thing about it being on April 10th is it's also my birthday. So it's funny to me. When I found out that Green Party Day was on April 10th, I was like, that's my birthday. They were calling for me since birth. So what happened is that we celebrated the founding of Green Party US, that was made the party's establishment as a national entity following the 2000 Ralph Nader Winona LaDuke campaign for president. So that is what we're looking at there. That's where the 25 years come from. I know people have a discrepancy, but that is the national recognition part of the 25 years. But the work, the time, all of those other things that have been put into it have been 42 years in the making. So when we say Happy Green Party Day, we also, I look at it and I say, Happy birthday to me. So, yay. So if you would like to get more involved with the Green Party, again, I always say go to gp.org, look under states, get that information, and go ahead and get yourself together. So we also have a few other things coming up, and what I have put out is for candidates. I really hope my screen isn't frozen like that with my tongue sticking out. That looks weird. And I apologize. I'm so ashamed. However, I will say that I did put out a call for candidates and other folks to send me their information so I can let you know what's going on with that. With the Illinois Green Party and Edie being here, I can tell you they are petitioning. They are petitioning right now to get on the ballot. So if you are in the Illinois area and you can put boots on the ground to help them to get that petitioning done so they can get on the ballot, by all means, please, please, please do so. That is what is needed right now. And then if you can't put your boots on the ground, but you would like to donate, you can also do that as well. Here in North Carolina, because I know the candidates, that's why I can tell you this information. So, if you're a candidate or a state party and you have your information available, please, please, please don't forget to let me know. However, I can give you some updates about things that will be coming up. So Michael Dublin will be having a Trails of Justice, a walk with Michael Dublin, Building Climate Resilient Neighborhoods, sponsored by the Black Caucus of the North Carolina Green Party. And we will be at the park. It's going to be the Sandy Pines Preserve in Wendell, North Carolina. And this is going to be a great event because we're going to gather at the picnic shelter. We're going to do a little hike. We're going to talk about some of the things going on in the campaign. But most importantly, we're going to be seed swapping because it's about that time to put some things in the ground. So with the seed swapping, people can come out and we will swap seeds for free 99. That's right, you heard it, free 99. I have swapped seeds with people from across the country. I still have a lot of those seeds, and I am looking forward to continuing to seed swap. And all the seed swapping that I've been doing is mainly free. All I paid was for return postage. So what we've done in a lot of the groups is, people will say what they have, people will say what they want. People find those things, and then they will send an envelope, and they will put in that postage paid envelope, like the little stamps on it or whatever the case may be. And most of the people put a little of that bubble wrap in there, or they have some type of bubble wrap envelope, and they send it. And then when it comes back, you have nice seeds. So we do have some seed swapping coming up, and I'm excited for that. And there will be a prize at that event, and that is for April. And then we will have the second town hall for the Michael Dublin campaign. And that town hall will be live from it's going to be a Zoom link, so you'll be able to get the Zoom link, but we'll also be live on Facebook like we have been doing so. And this second one that we will be doing is on the fourth Saturday at 1 p.m. And it has the pillar focus is ecological sustainability, and it is about transit equity and green infrastructure. So I know those things are happening for Michael Dublin over the next 2 weeks. He just had one on Saturday, and that was a local Wake County issue. And we had Wake County resident and also Black Caucus member Anthony Ellis on there. It was a great, great conversation. Now for Anthony Aguilar, and I'm trying to get this information because I said, okay, I know I have it. So let me make sure I have it all. Anthony Aguilar, I do have that he will be doing every Wednesday. I'm just trying to find that information, but every Wednesday he will be going to have a virtual town hall. And his virtual town halls, I've been to one. They were great. And you can either go to his website and get that information, or you can go to any of his socials and get that information as well. His website is Aguilar for Congress. I'm sorry, Aguilar for US Congress.com. Let me put that in the chat because I know I botched it a few times. So that would be Aguilar for US Congress.com. Okay. And I'm going to hope I spelled everything because I can't really see it. But when you go to that page, you will be able to get to all the things, and you can click on stay in the loop, put your first name and your email. You'll be able to get that information. So no worries. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get everything that you need to get from there. So that's Anthony. Brian is coming up with some things. Brian has been trying to still recuperate and recover from his unfortunate event that happened in DC. But I did talk to Brian this week, actually, and he is doing well, still full of love, still doing great things. So if you want to follow Brian, let me see that. Brian. Yeah, I know he changed his there we go, website, and people were like, oh, what happened? So I'm going to put that in chat too. And his new website is very simple, brianmcginnis.com. And then I'm going to put Michael Dublin's in there, Dublin for Congress. So those are those guys. And guess what? They're all former military. Brian and Michael, they are Marines. And Anthony is retired Army. So we do have that connection. We have vets running for Congress in North Carolina. So there are lots of other things going on, and I will try to pull more information from the candidates as they start getting things going on. Justin Phillip doesn't quit, and you guys know he doesn't quit. He's always doing something. I watched him the other day on Jay Buffont. It was really good. So that is always amazing. Our candidates are out there. They are putting in the work, getting seen by the media. So it's up to us to make sure we tune in. if you get an email from a candidate or a state party, national party, don't just delete the email offhand. Please open it. Even if you don't intend to read any of the information, please just open it and then you can delete it. It is so much better for the campaign when they see that. If you are on social media, please subscribe, like, and share to our candidates' pages. And when they have any of those really, really great things that are happening, I'm really upset that my video is freezing up. This is killing me right now. I'm looking at myself and I look sleep. So if we have any of those things happening that with the candidate or they put out a video, we can always look and see what that candidate is doing. And that's what I wanted to, make sure that everybody is aware of. We don't get a lot of attention because nobody likes us. We're the opposition. We're the radical ones. So we don't always get the attention. It's up to us to make people see us. And when we do that, everything works out much better. I am going to show you a video that I found very, 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 very interesting. And again, this is our, how shall I say it? This is our take on things that are going on. And the reason that I'm sharing this video is because I made an oopsie. The last time I was live, I said that Butch Ware was going to be on the ballot. That is my mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I had read something that said that he was going to be on the ballot, so I ran with it. Okay, I really did. I ran with it, and now I'm having to back off of that because that was my mistake. And I apologize to anyone that was overhyped and they learned, no, that's not what was going on. So I really want to say my bad, folks. My bad. I will do better journalism the next time so that you don't have to worry about hearing things from me that are not true. With that being said, now I am going to go ahead and share what I was talking about as far as Butch Ware. Okay. So here we are. We have Butch Ware. And this is the one I wanted to share. And then there was another one just in case, but this is my homage to Butch Ware because I mistakenly put that he was on the ballot and we are still fighting. So let me see if I can. Here we go. That was a better future podcast that Butch Ware did. And there is a whole episode for that, but he does still need that help to get back on the ballot. And I am trying to find that other video and let you know that he's still trying to get back on the ballot. On the ballot. I'm sorry. So I am just like going through his different things that he has until I find that video that I wanted. I think this was it, but I'm just going to make sure. That was not it. I'm going to try to find the video. Yeah, because I want you guys to be able to see it. It is really good. And I think this might be the one. I'm not sure. So I just wanted to play that part again so we can all understand what the nuance is of this campaign. Butch Ware was taken off of the ballot last minute for redacted, unredacted, went out the two of a phone number on his tax return. Went to court. They lost in court. And as you can see, he's saying they had the unredacted and redacted version in their possession the whole time. So if you are not aware, when people are saying, why aren't you on the ballot? Why isn't this happening? Well, when people of the duopoly, Team Red and Team Blue, as Butch likes to say, Dr. Butch Ware, you will have them fighting against you to remain on the ballot. Many Greens get sued so that they have to spend their time and their monetary resources on being in court. And that leaves them little for their campaign because we don't take super PAC money. So no corporations are sending us thousands of dollars. It's just normal people, everyday people living 9 to 5, paycheck to paycheck most of the time that provide that for us. So that being said, how can it be? How can it be that if we're getting sued off the ballot or we're getting taken off the ballot and we have to try to sue to get back on, that we are always going to have ballot access? That is not the case. This has happened in North Carolina, Georgia. It's happening in California right now. It's happened so many times. It's ridiculous. And most of the time, the outcome is after the other party has won and we go back to countersue, we win. And they're found to be frivolous lawsuits. And then we still don't get all the money back. So that means your resources and time has gone for nothing. So I just want to make people aware that Butch is still fighting to get back on the ballot. And I am still here with you to ensure that the Green Party has a great 2026. So if you are still here, please make sure that you move on over after this live and go ahead and jump into the Green live stream where they will be talking about the news of the week. And they're going to have a great show. I'm going to hop on over because Tracy just said, hey, Kalia, can you come over? And I'm like, yeah. And so I'm going to hop on over there. So it's been a crazy week. And thank you all for everything that you do. I appreciate it. Remember to be safe and do the best that you can with everything that's going around. Register green, vote green, be seen being green. Thank you all and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I hope you have a wonderful week coming up. Bye.